Good morning, people, and welcome back to Around the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, it is a pleasure to be here with you this Tuesday morning. I almost said Monday morning, right? Because I feel like I should be sleeping somewhere right now, but I'm not sleeping. I'm here with you, talking with you about the world of professional wrestling. And most importantly, what happened on the world of professional wrestling just 24 hours ago on Monday Night Raw. Again, guys, make sure you're out there listening, tuned in, checking in like Nino, and you're going to go ahead. You're going to follow me, first of all, on Twitter at Mike Knoxxx. That's spelled with 3 X's because like the show Around the Bloxxx, it's with 3 X's because like Mike Knoxxx, I spelled my name with 3 X's. So that's why it's there. But Monday Night Raw yesterday, what can we say about it, right? Was it good? Was it bad? I don't really know. Now, the reason why I don't do reviews immediately following Monday Night Raw is because, first of all, I think that's a very quick reaction that people do. People rush and people hurry up and they get their reviews out and they just do it. They just do it. I don't think that they have a chance to let them process and let them sink in what they are and what they meant during that time. So I like guys who write a review because when they're writing a review, they have to think about the review. They have to, remember it and process it. And while they're watching the show, they're taking notes. And that's what I've begun to do when I watch Raw. I take notes. So this way I can rebuttal, have a better conversation with you people about what the show was and give you an honest take of the situation. Like when you go back and you watch Elimination Chamber, at first glance watching it, I thought it was just okay. But when I sat back and I enjoyed it more and I thought about it more, I thought Elimination Chamber was better than advertised. So again, welcome to Around the Bloxxx of Mike Knoxxx. Social media, you already know all that mumbo jumbo. We're live on Facebook right now. You can catch this on YouTube later on at youtube.com/The Game, THAV1. Yes, before there was a rapper named The Game, there was me. That was my Xbox gamer tag, if you will. Matter of fact, that was my gamer tag on Dreamcast. If you're a real gamer, you know the Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast had an online ability. And yes, on there, I was the Game V1. Yes, I stole it from Matt Hardy, the V1. Took that, and I took the game from Triple H, except he spells this with an E, and he's a white guy with long hair and had the handlebar mustache. I was a black ball-headed dude, and I just, whatever, I can do what I want to do. All right, now moving on. Monday Night Raw last night, and what did you think about it? Because to me, it had some highs, it had some lows, and one of those highs to me was, again, y'all know where I've been at for the last 2 weeks, and that's this woman, that's this chick, that's this badass that's known as Ronda Rousey. You know why I've never said Roddy Piper? Because it's a tongue twister. Yes, some of you, it may not be, but to me, it's so hard for me to say Ronda Rousey, right? I gotta be real slow and deliver it very slow to you. So, but Ronda Rousey, she gets her WrestleMania match, and we knew that was coming. The problem with this is that we hope for a different outcome. Now, when you see that it's going to be what we all knew was going to be McMahon and Stephanie taking on Kurt Angle and her being Ronda Rousey, we knew that was going to happen. We just hoped that they would somehow insert, at least I did, and maybe some of you guys out there as well, Braun Strowman. Especially when I brought that idea up of bringing Braun Strowman into the equation, I thought that was a perfect way to get him over with the WrestleMania crowd, aligning him with Ronda Rousey. But then also, I'm looking at somebody give a mad face. Well, thank you. But I don't know what you're mad about. Are you mad about that match happening? Because again, as I'm getting to there, I don't think that it's all necessarily a bad thing. And here's why. At first I did, right? But this is why I love the world of professional wrestling, because it's not like the NBA. It's not like the NFL. Stories can change and they can quickly change things, right? So first of all, wrestling is hashtag storyline, right? So let's get into the storyline of this first. Ronda Rousey came out better than she's ever came out before. My only negative, my only knock on wood about Ronda Rousey, I would say, would completely be her smiling too freaking much. Like when it was over, and I'm going to get to what happened, but when it was over, she had this grin on her face that was just annoying as all effing hell, right? But what she did in the ring when Stephanie came out and Kurt came out and all that stuff was taking place, and she's talking, it seemed better. It flowed better. Okay, so then Angle kicks off the show, recalling what Triple H did, attacking him last week. Called out the COO, as a matter of fact, for a fight. Out comes McMahon. She said, Triple H is not here yet. Rousey then emerges to her place and pops out. McMahon tries to downplay everything. And this is what I thought was beautiful about the story, because Stephanie McMahon is like, come on now, listen. Ronda Rousey's talking about what she's did and what she's done. And she's like, well, all those accolades got you what? Is that paying your bills right now? You know what I'm saying? Goodbye, Stephanie McMahon. Don't let your ego get in your way. Again, things that you're supposed to, because if they're going to make Stephanie McMahon, play the Vince McMahon role of things, then she got to assert herself, be the big bully boss, right? And I don't want to hear like what we heard last week and people saying, well, Stephanie McMahon can't beat Ronda. She doesn't have to beat Ronda. She's her boss. She's her boss. So long as she's her boss, we all have, supervisors. If you want to call them bosses, I'd just say your manager, but she's her manager. She's her boss. She owns the property to Ronda Rousey. Our employers don't own the property to us. We can quickly go, follow the job and won't get sued. She would get sued. So in the storyline of things, she's her boss. And I love that. And that's another thing I love. Shout out to Milwaukee. Shout out to Milwaukee, Bing. And I don't think no one's ever said this, okay? First of all, shout out to my man Dave Hero, all right, and my other man from the Wrestling Observers, Bing at ringside, okay, doing your thing. I saw you, okay? But shout out to Milwaukee and that wrestling crowd, because the crowd popped for Ronda Rousey. And it's about freaking time the crowd popped for Ronda Rousey. I absolutely love that about the crowd. And then, listen, they got into fisticuffs here, guys. And it was not just a slap. It was just not her throwing Triple H to the table. This is why I got excited about the match when last week I didn't. Last week, I said, we've seen Kurt Angle wrestle. This is why I was hoping they would insert Braun Strowman. And guess what, guys? We still got 34 days before WrestleMania. They still can insert Braun Strowman. Just saying. Hopefully, Kurt walks down the stairs and he tears a ACL. Maybe he gets out the ring and he breaks his back. He throws his back out having wild orgasmy sex. Who knows, right? But they insert Braun Strowman. That's what I'm hoping for. Dear wrestling God, I got White Jesus right above me in my office right here. White Jesus. My grandmama's piece. I would say Black Jesus, but it's the White Jesus. White Jesus. Please, White Jesus, wrestling God. Please put Braun Strowman in this match. We need him in this match, White Jesus. Thank you, White Jesus. But right now, if we do get stuck with Kurt Angle, guess what, guys? He looked okay yesterday. Now, I know it's just that small sample size, but when I watched him yesterday, Kurt Angle didn't look horrible. I can't say he looked great, but he moved better, it seemed. It seemed that he had a little bit more purpose to his movement, and I watched that when I watch wrestling. Again, wrestling has that storyline, but the storyline also has to be concluded in the squared circle. And I got to see Kurt Angle move, and I like that. Now, right now, since I'm really giddy about this segment, there's some parts I did not like about this segment, and that was we finally got to see Ronda Rousey attack Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie McMahon's running. She gets her back in the ring. She hoists her up, and I'm screaming, yes. She's going to like, is she going to F5 her? Is she going to throw it into a diamond cutter like Brie Bella would do or Nikki Bella would do? No, what does she does? She gives her a Samoan drop. Shouldn't Samoan drops be left for Samoans? Is Ronda Rousey Samoan? Anybody? I don't think Ronda Rousey's Samoan. So why did she? Is her finishing move going to be a Samoan drop? Why not put her in an arm bar, ankle bar, something that represents the baddest woman on the planet, not named Cyborg, right? We're talking wrestling here. That's all right. I'm sorry. Don't put a Cyborg thing in there. At one point, Ronda Rousey was the baddest woman on the planet. At one point, when Mike Tyson came in, let's get it straight, guys. He was not the baddest man on the planet by the time Mike Tyson got to WrestleMania 14. Oh, no. Okay. He went to prison. He went to prison for a while. And I have a thing about people who go to prison. I'll leave that for another show. Okay. Maybe not with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson might knock you out, but okay. Really, a Samoan drop, though? We got a Samoan drop from Ronda Rousey. That's what I did not like about the end of that segment. Overall, I thought the segment was good, and I thought it was pretty soon, though, to announce that was going to be the main event fight. And I guess that would take all the speculation away of what, myself and maybe others was hoping about putting in Braun Strowman into that match. So for that dropped the segment. As it had that high and it gave me that little bit of low at the end there with the Samoan drop. I would have to give that segment. It just fell short. It could have been an 8, like last week's segment. I was an A plus. Shout out to the Christmas story, Ralphie and his writing about his Red Ryder BB gun when he's imagining he had a good grade. No, this felt like a B. Like a B minus. If I could give it a letter grade, but to say that Roddy, so I'm trying to say it again, right? To say that Ronnie, I can't say it, okay? It's hard. It's a tongue twister. Maybe easy for you, not for me. Ronda Rousey didn't nail a big moment right now. I'm sorry, guys. I thought it was good. It wasn't poor timing from the uppercut that we got last week. The fact that they mixed it up in the ring, I thought was pretty good. Ronda Rousey she didn't look awkward, though, to me. I thought she looked good in the ring, okay? So let's get off that segment and get on to me, one of the better segments of the night. Again, where storylines are progressing in the night because we got that story. This is what I want people to understand. No, Raw didn't give me that hard-hitting, action that it did the week before, but it had some really good, compelling stories. Another one of those compelling stories was the rematch between Asuka and Nia Jax. I loved it. Shout out to my man Mo Eaton in the party, listening in right now. My man Victor Gartner checking in. Love those fellas right there. What's going on, everybody? I saw you out there listening. But I love that Asuka Nia Jax segment, and Asuka wins by submission. And Jax used all her power to her advantage in this match. She's overwhelming Asuka. She's dominating her. She's beating her from pillar to post. It was just a good match. It went to a commercial break, came back. What can I not say good about this match? Jax lets Asuka off the mat with her one arm, which had her in the arm bar like she did at the pay-per-view, but it was like a little bit more intense this time. Jax also hits the spinning razor's edge on her. That was amazing. Asuka avoids the pin by, putting her feet on the ropes. This was just a really, really good match. And the story that came after the match that we saw later on in the backstage area with Alexa Bliss, because right as of now, Asuka still hasn't named her opponent for WrestleMania. So is this, we really don't know. We can assume, and all signs look, as the Orient Express would say, pointing to is going to be, Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, but come on, I still got to hope for, I didn't, when Ronda Rousey got signed, I know people say she's not ready. She'd be a deer in the headlights, this, that, and the third. I just thought for the marquee purposes of it, you put Ronda Rousey immediately against Charlotte Flair. It just, to me, you talk about, a couple of weeks back going into New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you talking about having how, Omega and Jericho was at the Staples Center and all that good stuff. No, if you put Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, on a marquee, it's gonna, WrestleMania is gonna sell out anyway, but god darn, this is gonna be a lot of talk around the water cooler, as they would say. So I like that. Again, the women outperformed the men. Victor said, he said that last week. I'm not sure about that. I'm not exactly sure if I can say the women outperformed the men last night. And I get to that point later on. As far as wrestling is concerned, I thought about this, and maybe inside the square circle. Yes, I give you that. Asuka and Nia to me were match of the night. I give you that. Good call there. I give that segment a straight A+ right there. I thought Nia Jax looked good as always. These two rivalries right now are solid. The thing is that I know that people have this, and I got to this discussion today with a friend of the program, Epps, that calls into Soul and Sport, to Perfect Plex Talk Radio, BDSR Network quite often. And yesterday we had a discussion in our chat group where he's talking about how the 50-50 booking and people will start to boo and start to get off certain bandwagons, which I think he was completely wrong about this. But it'd be people like himself, the reason why I brought him up, that would think that, you keep having Nia lose, they're going to lose what she get. And I think, no, you can do that sometimes, because as long as she keeps beating monsters, right? Mick Foley didn't lose to everybody. He just lost to the important people who they thought were more important than him. So Nia Jax isn't losing to anybody other than Asuka. So eventually, which I think will happen, when she beats Asuka, it's going to be a big deal. That's how you build something. I think that's great building to their rivalry. The same way with Tommy Dreamer, not putting in the same realm of that, but just through that popped in my mind, how Tommy Dreamer never won the match against Raven until he finally beat Raven. But then we had the Bar versus the Revival. And here's my problem with the tag team division on Raw. Here's my problem. the Revival should be a lot more over than what they are. That was an only match I saw last night. Wow, Mo Eaton, really? That was the only match I saw? What the heck were you working? Tell me you was working. And Victor also said match-wise, it was what he was saying. Okay, I got that. I peeped it. I was looking at my notes. I peeped it, though. I got you. But being that's the only match you saw last night, I want to know, and I also want to know from you guys that are tuned in right now, what did you actually think about Raw? Give me some feedback. If you got some questions you want me to talk about and you want me to answer about what you say, I would definitely answer those questions as well. But the Bar versus the Revival last night, and I'm just like, come on, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, they're that damn good, okay? And if they'd have won this match, they'd have had a championship match going on last night at WrestleMania against the Bar. And that would have been amazingly awesome, but not really, right? You can't put the Revival in that kind of match. They haven't done anything. Just because listen, when you know that the WWE doesn't like somebody, it's when they're going to have a match and they're already in the ring when they come back from commercial and you at home didn't see them come down to the ring. They didn't even come to the ring you saw. They are underutilizing the Revival, just like they did with the Ascension. And I don't blame the WWE booking for the Ascension. I know all you do. I do not. They were the exact same tag team they were in NXT. But right now, the booking for the Revival is being booked horribly. They are the quintessential throwback tag team. The problem here is, and this is where I think some things go into play when you talk about backstage politics. And I don't mean politics between wrestlers. I mean the backstage discussion between what Vince McMahon is going to allow and what Triple H wants to allow. Because we know that Vince and Kingdom McMahon, VKM, is trying to get rid of the word pro wrestling. He wants it to be wrestling entertainment. So when you have the Revival, they're not a wrestling entertainment tag team. They're not. They're a professional wrestling tag team. They are as close to the Minnesota Wrecking Crew of Arn Anderson and Ole Anderson you're going to see. I love this tag team, and they were super over. So many tag teams from NXT come to WWE, to the main roster, and they're so over, and they get to the main roster, and they fall freaking flat. Just falls flat overall. And I can't even say the match was really good because, I just need more from the Revival. Of course, the Bar is going to win. Okay, what's good about this match? Dawson and Sheamus trade haymakers. Okay, congratulations. The Revival hits the superplex diving splash combo. Okay. That was freaking awesome, right? And then Michael Cole on commentary, the Bar has vanquished yet another contender. My point, where do the Bar go from here? Right? If we are the Bar, then damn it, there's not they're about to drink all the liquor inside the Bar, okay? And then this is where I got excited, where I got sad all at the same time. And that was for John Cena's segment. Okay, because John Cena comes out, he addresses on his road to WrestleMania, and you're asking yourself, well, didn't you just go to SmackDown? What the HE double hockey stick are you doing over here? So Cena promotes SmackDown Fastlane pay-per-view, which, come on, let's be real, guys. It needed to be promoted. It's Sunday. No one cares. Okay, at least no one cared until John Cena got himself involved in this six-pack challenge now for the WWE Championship that he promises to break Ric Flair's title record. At Fastlane, no. He says, what's better? It'll be better to be a triple threat match between himself, AJ Styles, and Shinsuke Nakamura. But here's the caveat before I get to the caveat, right? So then Goldust, of all people, right? This was the problem last night. They had two big promos where two different people came out that I'm thinking, why did that person come out? Of all the people that come out and interrupt John Cena, sorry, if you will, so to speak, why Goldust? Why Goldust? Why Goldust? He said he would, he'd make WrestleMania history by stopping Cena, and Goldust could have been bigger than what he was. Goldust was big for what he was in that time. I did. Goldust, if anybody can remember, Goldust was as over as there could be. Okay. But he's older now, but he can still go. Goldust, Dustin Rhodes can still go. Dustin Reynolds can still go inside that square circle. But when this match is over, here go the caveat. This is what I thought was important. This is how you know it's going to be John Cena versus The Undertaker. Did he point at the WrestleMania sign? Did he go like this? He didn't do that. That's not what John Cena did. When he went to the top rope, he turned his hand like The Undertaker turns his hand. He had his hand like this. Little bitty Easter eggs the WWE is letting into your world, right? There has some Easter eggs here, and I thought that was really, really good of these Easter eggs. For that, I thought, come on, that made it good. And standing there, face to face as this is happening, seeing it on becoming the world champion, 17-time world champion, it's going to happen. The problem is when is it going to happen? I don't think it happens at WrestleMania, maybe SummerSlam, perhaps Survivor Series. At WrestleMania, I do think we're going to get AJ Styles versus Nakamura, although I'm scared about that match, guys. No, I'm not scared about what they can do inside the square circle. It's about the building. And WrestleMania has always been a spectacular, the showcase of the immortals, the storyline. That's how it's been built. It started off, yes, I know people, I have seen a polls like, what's the worst WrestleManias of all time? 1 and 2 and 12 and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you do know in the beginning, they had nowhere to go but up, right? So I can't even one can never be the worst WrestleMania because it was the first WrestleMania. We're now at 34. Can't be the worst, right? That's just my opinion. You can have yours. That's mine. Comment below. All that good stuff. Let me know. Jeremy Johns would say that's not mine. That's Nietzsche's. But I love this segment with John Cena because of the end. Because of him holding that out there. No, I know we don't want to see Cena versus Undertaker, but we're going to get Cena versus the Undertaker. So all I can do is get excited for seeing Undertaker one last time, and this time he's going to win, and he's supposed to win. He should never lost to Roman Reigns. Well, he actually should have lost to Roman Reigns, to be really honest. But the match itself was a dud. It was like a D. You know what I mean? They're taking nothing from Goldust or John Cena. It was like watching Jennifer Lawrence's performance and X-Men Apocalypse. They meld that match in. They just completely meld that match in. And then we got, but man, my boy Dice Man would like to say when we're on Xbox watching wrestling. Oh my God. Look at Mandy Rose. Look at Mandy Rose. Look at Bailey. Oh my God. Look at Bailey's butt. That's when we start talking. Since I'm married and it's just good to whisper stuff about women that you're not supposed to say out loud. So we talk like that when, oh my God, look at her. She bent over. We do that kind of stuff. Letting you in, taking you behind the curtain, if you will, so to speak, of that match. But of course, Bailey beats Mandy Rose with a pinfall. And look, this is where Raw kind of went downhill when Cena came out there. Not that it was downhill with Cena, just the match just was like, why Goldust? You know what I mean? Anybody else could have came out. But the match was actually pretty good. Mandy Rose is getting better in the ring, y'all. Y'all need to get with Mandy Rose because from Tough Enough on, my son, who right now is 10 years old, had me voting for her every week. And as a father, I was like, yes. Between her and Patrick, every week, it was yes, those two. That's all we went for, which is now the Velveteen Dream. Had him on the show back before he became the Velveteen Dream as Patrick. But then Braun Strowman versus Elias in a Sympathy of Destruction match, which, why did he have the Linus piano out there? Why did he have that? I'm sorry. I thought that was just one of the funniest parts of the segment was the piano. That's like something that Linus from Charlie Brown would play on. But some things I took from that segment, or that, which I thought was pointless. And that was clearly, why shouldn't Elias be way more over? Elias should be, that boy can play every single instrument. Shout out to musicians, okay? Because now I think I could probably play the drums. But I remember growing up in the church and my boy Kenny would play the drums. My boy Sanchez would play the organ. And at the time, before Pre-Smoke came into my life, I would sing. You know what I mean? But we all could sing, but I sung because I couldn't play an instrument. Shout out to musicians, yo. I'm sorry. Musicians, I applaud you, yo. And if he wasn't playing that instruments for real, then this applause is for nothing, right? But let's hope he was actually doing it for real. And yes, Mo Eaton, drummers do rule. I see you when you post your things on Sunday and I tune in because I always thought it was hard to sit there and thump your foot at the same time and play the musical instruments. But now, as I'm older, I can do all that. I'm like, damn, I want to see if I can actually play it. Because before I couldn't tap my foot on what the heck is that big drum called? The bass drum, I think it's called. And then do the sticks and hit the other percussion. And well, not percussion, but I'm not a musician, okay? But I know what I'm talking about. I know what they are. I've been in church my whole life. But back then, I couldn't do that. I know I could do that today. But this segment was crazy because Strowman coming out. Listen, this was just funny. This was funny. And the only thing about the segment I didn't like, or as I gave it an A-, was the fact that where the hell do they go from here? Where's Raw going to do? What is Elias going to do? WWE does not stand for Raw Wrestling Entertainment. It stands for Walk with Elias. And I'm walking. Where the hell am I walking to? Where? Tell me. Okay? Braun Strowman, what the A2 double hockey stick you going to do with him? He should be in the tag team match with Ronda Rousey, but he's probably going to win the goddamn Andre the Giant Memorial freaking Cup. And I'm not mad at that, but I'm mad at that. Because he can do so much more than that. And why? Why do we put that down? Why do we put down the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? Why? 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 It should be, it's Andre the Giant, for Christ's sakes. It's a big-ass trophy, for Christ's sakes. Big Show stood next to it. Baron Corbin. It's supposed to propel people. But Braun's already propelled. He doesn't need that push. Big Show didn't need the push last year. What is this for? Just to use Andre's name? Maybe that's why we don't like it. But back to the segment. Music, he could play everything. I love the symphony. Strowman lifts up a limo. Like, really? What can't Braun Strowman do? Really, what can he not do? Elias smashes a guitar over Strowman's back. Didn't matter. Strowman breaks the freaking, what the hell's that big instrument called? A cello over his back. Like, give me, good God, that segment was good. A++++++. Bray Wyatt and Romo. That was the other one. I remember I said Goldust came out and was like, why? Right? Don't get mad at me, guys, okay, for saying this. And this is no disrespect towards the talent. It's just the level of booking they're booked in. So WWE superstars, yes, they are. Taking nothing from that. But in the aisles of pro wrestling, Rhino and Goldust have become jobbers. They're not mid-carders because mid-carders win and they do things, okay? They're not mid-carders. They're jobbers. Bray Wyatt came out against Rhino, and what that segment gave us was that they're going to completely take back. Who would have thought that to do Final Destination and go to the Hardy compound? And these two will fight at the Hardy compound. That was pretty crazy that WWE's going to do that, because I think that Broken Hardy gimmick is a failed gimmick on the WWE roster. Let's see where it goes from here. I'm really digging that. I really, really am digging that. But then we have the Mizzy Awards. And here go the Mizzy Awards stole the night. Point blank, period, end the question. The realest darkest hour is, what they say? The real darkest hour is The Shape of Water won Best Picture over the Marine 5. Kurt Angle can't accept this award because he's too busy sucking up to Ronda Rousey. You need more than hand signs that's not even yours, The Miz. Rollins knocks. Listen, everything The Miz said in this segment, go back and watch it. This segment was gold, okay? The Mizzies were gold, the things that he was saying last night. Then they had the Mr. Ross took on Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Little one-upsmanship, if you will, between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins happened in that match. Ultimately, when Finn Balor's going to hit the coup de grace, Seth tags in and hits the curb stomp on the Miz and pins him. Then out comes Kurt Angle. So here's again, I'll talk about the progression of the matches and going towards WrestleMania. Now we have two matches we know for sure. We have the tag team. We have three matches now. Okay, we had Brock and Roman from last week. This week we get the tag team match at Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, and now we have the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title between Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and The Miz. My only thing with that whole thing is The Miz talking about he's like 50-something days away from being the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. How? I don't think so. Are you talking about longest reigns at one? Counting all his reigns together? But where does that number come from? I need some records to be checked. And normally WWE doesn't mess up their records. They like, this is their stuff. So for him to come out there and say that, he got the information from somewhere. What did it not count? Did he never lost it when he was gone and Roman Reigns had it? Like, but even then, didn't like the honky tonk man have it for like a damn year, close to 2 years? I don't get that part of it. But then, excuse me, guys, Paul Heyman responds to Roman Reigns about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar allowed me to put my hands on the title. Paul Heyman, the one belongs to Brock Lesnar. Heyman's about the Universal Championship. That's not a belt. That's not a strap. That's a declaration statement that you are number one. Heyman, I'm talking about Lesnar's title. Yeah, just the things that he said. He called him a bitch. Paul Heyman, like, talking about you on the microphone to me. Like, this segment was good. Roman Reigns responds back, you better make sure that he doesn't come dressed for a promo segment. He better be coming for a fight. All that was good. The end of Raw was good. And as usual, Heyman delivers. He just delivers constantly on the microphone. And so I look at this whole thing for Monday Night Raw. I want to buy a Mizzy Award from WWE Shop. I don't think they sell them. I don't think they tell them they would. I still want my damn Slammy award. I've been asking my wife like the last 4 years to buy me a Slammy. I guess it's going to be after something I'm going to have to buy myself. I got to buy my own Slammy, I guess. But I need a Slammy award. Instead of taking my belt to WrestleMania, I want to come in there like Owen Hart and have 2 Slammy awards in my hand, because one for being a belt king and then one just because I have a Slammy, right? Like I won a Slammy award. But overall, I think Raw kind of it was okay, right? Like I said, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible at all. It just wasn't. The fact of the matter is this: that when you have a 3-hour show, you can't have the middle take you away from the show. Like the first hour hit, right? Because you open up with Ronda Rousey and them, that was good. And then after the first hour hit, your second hour, you had Oscar in the first hour. Then your second hour, you come out with Cena, which was fine, but just he fought Goldust. You know what I'm saying? And that took things away. And then, then after that, you go to Bayley and Mandy Rose, which, okay, I get it. More women's matches on the program. And it was a good match. Again, I think that match is better than the Bar versus the Revival, to be honest. Then the women did steal the night. But it still was a down part of the show because you had the Bar and the Revival. Then you had Braun Strowman and Elias pick it back up with the Pacific Destruction match. And then Bray Wyatt, shout out to my man Corey. Nephew Corey said that he thinks Bray Wyatt will be out of the WWE in another year or two. And that's a shame because here go a guy who should have been built to be the next Undertaker. How many times have WWE dropped the ball on that, right? Let's go back to Mordecai, right? Y'all remember that name? The white god of light, whatever his name was, right? Mordecai. Mordecai was supposed to be built to be the next Undertaker. He was being built to be this monster. You know what happened to him? I will never forget it. On SmackDown, he lost to Rey Mysterio. There's nothing wrong with losing to Rey Mysterio, but when you're being built, he's supposed to beat Rey Mysterio, and that's when his career went to shit. Okay, but then here you go, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt should have been the next Undertaker, and they didn't build him that way. They did. His promos are great. The stuff they do with him backstage is great. The stuff at the compound is great. But when he gets into the ring and he loses repeatedly after repeat after repeat, his words become deaf to our ears, and that's what's happening with Bray Wyatt right now. So the question is, what are we going to get from this Hardy compound? It better be good. But I'll tell you this much. I didn't like Final Deletion. I didn't like when the New Day went to the Wyatt, compound. I don't like the only thing I did like when Randy Orton set fire to Bray Wyatt's sister Abigail's tomb. I thought that was great. People didn't like it. I thought that's an iconic moment that's going to last forever in wrestling. I did. I thought it was great, was that moment. But other than that, those were those down parts about Raw. But then it does pick back up with the Mizzy Awards and that match, and where we got that match being, the triple threat match, which I did call in this program around the Bloxxx and Mike Knoxxx last week, where we're going to get any smart person could have saw that. This is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. Thank you for tuning in because you are intelligent by tuning in, listening to what I have to say. Paul Heyman's response to Roman Reigns, again, was good. It was good not to have Brock Lesnar on the show, especially with the heat that he took over the weekend that people are completely complaining about, blowing over proportion. Hey, he was advertised to be at Chicago on Sunday. And so you're thinking you're going to get Brock Lesnar. Why are you complaining? Because you got Brock Lesnar. It didn't say how long he was going to be there. He had a 35-second match with Kane, right? It didn't say Brock Lesnar, So what? Yeah, you got Brock Lesnar. You just did. You did. I remember, okay, a moment in time where there was it Sting took on the Great Muta, and Sting never took off his jacket and had his belt on the whole time. So what? It happens in wrestling. It happens all the time, right? The Honky Tonk Man at WrestleMania lost his belt to Ultimate Warrior. How fast? How fast did he lose that belt at WrestleMania 4? How fast? Right? So tell me that you can't be mad about that kind of stuff. It's wrestling. So what? It advertised Brock Lesnar. They gave you Brock Lesnar. So at the end of the day, my belt grade for Monday Night Raw yesterday was probably about 3. And about three quarters of I'm looking on my wall back here. I give it the Rock's Brahma Bull title. It had a lot of steam. It really did. So I'll give it 3 3.25 out of 5 of Raw last night because I thought the storylines were good. No, the matches didn't give me what I thought and what I wanted from the matches, but it did deliver on the storyline. Go ahead, guys. Watch this. Comment below. Let me know what you thought about Monday Night Raw. For those who didn't watch Monday Night Raw, like my man Mo Eaton didn't watch it, but now he know everything that happened. So not worth going to watch another 3 hours, especially after I just told you what happened. there. But overall, good Monday Night Raw. I enjoyed it. I didn't go to sleep. Anytime I can say I didn't go to sleep on something, it's pretty good. So for me, Raw was good, not the best, but I am happy they're moving forward in the progression of the storyline for WrestleMania. I'll see you guys there. Listen, our week will be this. I come in town on Thursday. We're going to get drunk. Then on Friday, right, we go to Access and then get drunk, right? And then, WrestleCon, I think Friday also. Then Saturday, we're doing the Ring of Honor Supercard, our first Ring of Honor event, Omega versus Cody Rhodes. I got my Cody Rhodes shirt. I hope that I have my Cody Rhodes shirt coming. If not, I got to buy one at WrestleCon. Okay. Then Sunday, clearly you already know what that is. Listen, the weekend is full. Make sure you look for us on Facebook, on social media at Mike Knoxxx, my Instagram at Mike Knoxxx as well. Look for us. Come have a drink. Come buy me a drink, most importantly, right? And we might be on the next edition of Around the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx, guys. What you think about Monday Night Raw? Comment right there. Let me know. Like I said, I didn't came up with it, but I stole this. I always got to give him credit for saying it. Comment below. Let me know what you think about Monday Night Raw, y'all. And I'll see y'all guys tomorrow for SmackDown's Around the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx. Peace.